I'm going to read a little bit about Jung via Richard Rohr in his book, The Universal Christ. He says something I liked quite a bit this morning and I'm thinking about. Jung was neither an atheist nor anti-Christian. He insisted that each of us has an inner God archetype, or what he termed the whole-making instinct. Whole as in wholeness, W-H-O-L-E. The God archetype is the part of you that drives you toward greater inclusivity by deep acceptance of the real, the balancing of opposites, simple compassion toward the self, and the ability to recognize and forgive your own shadow side. So some wisdom coming from Jung. It's wonderful how spiritual life includes everything and everyone in these great ideas that last the test of time. This God archetype, this whole-making instinct, this quest for wholeness, wanting to have meaning, wanting to feel fulfilled, wanting to feel secure, really, that we're doing the right thing, are the right thing, understanding the right thing. And that is spiritual life. That's the quest for that divine knowledge. This wholeness, our lack of wholeness, comes because we actually are born of a oneness, born of a singularity, that God without a second, as it were. And that's the highest realization according to the world's scriptures, to know that oneness, that unity. Even Christ, who is typically interpreted as dual, in Matthew makes his final prayer for that unity, that everybody be one in him as he is one in the Father, I in you and they in me. So it's this oneness, this inclusiveness, and the thing that separates us is our sense of ego, our sense of I, that's based on body and mind, based on senses and what we think according to our senses. And so we've clipped ourselves off, sort of like a hernia. So we are, in essence, God's hernia. And we have an inner draw to return to that one. Why? Because breaking ourselves apart from the perfect leaves us as imperfect, leaves us as small and restricted. And having come from a universal whole, having come from an infinity, having come from something self-fulfilled, when we broke ourselves apart from all of that, we're left with loneliness, we're left with fear, we're left with lack of understanding and imbalance, we're left with hunger and cravings, and a need to be fulfilled, which is to return to that oneness. Now that already exists within us. Our consciousness, that which we are before we think about it, is not divisible. There aren't consciousnesses. There is only consciousness. And it, by its nature, is one and fulfilling. And it is your nature. It is that God archetype, actually, that has been stamped within you. So all of our quest is a return to oneness. And that willingness to forgive that inner voice, that shadow of ourself that he's talking about, that's letting go of the results of ego as we move to merge again into that wholeness, seeing each other as ourself, and then quite naturally doing unto others as we would have them do unto us. Because we understand then that which is looking through their mind and their eyes is the same as that which is looking through my mind and my eyes. And because of our nature as love, our natural response to that oneness is love, is service, is compassion. So the next time you're wondering why you're not fulfilled, the next time you're running around feeling lonely and isolated, remember, you're not. You're a part of all of us. We are a part of you. Go inside and find that truth.